Hello. We've worked the last couple days on multiplying polynomials, and now we're going to work backwards, what we call factoring. So we're going to take trinomials and factor them. So you can think about it as the reverse of foiling. So we have some steps. Your first step, super basic. You're going to take two sets of parentheses and set them right next to each other. Okay, so it'll look like this, and you're going to put an x in the front of each, or whatever variable it is. Okay, so then we're going to be looking at trinomials that look like this, x squared plus bx plus c, and that's what we call standard form. And here's where your first step comes in handy, or comes into play. So we're going to look at this back sign first. If this sign is a plus sign, then both signs inside your parentheses will match the sign in front of b. Okay, so write this down, and then when we go to do examples, you can reference it. If this sign is a minus sign, then you're going to have one plus sign in your parentheses, and your other parentheses will have a minus sign. Okay. Then step 3, we have to look at the actual numbers for b and c. So you're going to have to find two numbers that multiply to bc that also add or subtract to bb. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. X squared minus 5x plus 4. First step is always to start your parentheses and put an x in the front of them. Okay, I've already done step 2 as well. But step 2 says, let's figure out what our signs should be. So we always look at this back sign. It is a plus sign, so we look at that first bullet point. Okay, plus in the back, then both signs inside your parentheses will match the sign in front of our b. So match the sign in front of our b means that both signs are going to be minus signs. Now step 3 says find numbers that multiply to 4 that add to be 5. We can say add because these signs match. Okay, so what multiplies to 4? Well, we know it's 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. And 1 and 4 are the only ones that add to be 5. So we have now factored x squared minus 5x plus 4 to look like this. Let's look at another example. X squared plus 3x minus 10. We need to factor. Again, first step, parentheses with x's. Look at this back sign. If it's a minus, you get one plus sign, one minus sign. Doesn't matter the order, you could have put minus and plus there. Okay, now what multiplies to 10? That subtracts to 3. We say subtracts because we have different signs here. So multiplies to 10, 1 and 10, those do not subtract to 3. Or 2 and 5, those subtract to 3. Now it's important that the proper number goes with a proper sign. So when you have a plus and a minus, your larger number, so 5 in this case, will always match that middle sign. So our larger number, 5, had to match that plus sign. Okay. Here's another one. X squared minus 7x minus 8. Back sign is a minus, so that means we're going to have one plus and one minus in our parentheses. 1 and 8, multiply to 8 and also subtract to be 7. And then we say our bigger number goes with this middle sign. So our larger number 8 had to go with that minus sign. Maybe. X squared plus 4x minus 32 factors to be this. Okay, here's another one. Plus sign in the back. We know we're going to have two plus signs. Turns out to be x plus 3x plus 2. And I'd like you guys to factor this last example.